Bulabinaka, and a very good morning to you all. To the head of cooperation of the European Union, thank you for putting the EU assistance to the Fiji agriculture sector in context. Your support is much appreciated. I recall that shortly after coming into office as Minister, I met the European Union team. This was on the 6th of February 2023. The team comprised of staff from the European Union delegation and also the technical assistance team. Your office had asked for a meeting in recognition that there was a new government and that there could be consequential changes to the work plan of the technical assistance. In that meeting, I shared with your team what my priorities were, and we discussed ways of achieving some of those. I remember that your team engaged in a way that said they wanted to learn of and accommodate the new thinking and leadership in the ministry. In particular, I had shared my concerns on the existing structure of the ministry and most notably on the structure of the crop extension division. When I came in as minister, there was no head of crop extension. Instead, there were 4 regional managers. I expressed my wish for the structure of the ministry to return to one with clear line divisions, particularly for the extension services in the ministry. I also share the vision that our exports to Australia and New Zealand should not be dominated by fresh cassava and taro tubers, which returned low value to our farmers, but rather that it should be dominated by processed products made from the tubers. In fact, I have continued to make this statement to my officers and to every private sector gathering that I go to. I always say that we must not look to processing for exports. We must first take care of our locals. We must process to the likes and to the taste of our local people first. Get our local people to like our products before even thinking of sending our products overseas. Unless our people get to like it, then you can even think of promoting it overseas. We also spoke about the need for a new policy document for the sector and for more public-private sector dialogue, as it was and is in my firm view that the private sector will be the main driver of change and prosperity in the agricultural sector. Head of Cooperation, at the end of that February meeting, your team made commitments to carry out a number of things. Specifically, your team promised to engage a new consultant for the assignment on reorganization of the ministry, support the development of the next agricultural policy document, undertake a pre-feasibility study for the processing of cassava, and 4, support the ministry on the private-public sector dialogue. I am pleased that your team has kept their commitments. But even more personally gratifying is that you have seen it fit to keep me closely appraised on how things have developed. I can tell you that the report on the reorganization of the ministry has been well received and is currently being implemented by the ministry. we have restored the line divisions. The crop extension division has been reformed, and the regional managers have been realigned and retitled Principal Agricultural Officers for Crop Extension in the 4 geographical divisions. We have reconstituted the Land Resources Planning Division and retitled Heads of Divisions as Directors. Also importantly, we are aggressively addressing issues of staffing in this ministry. The policy document is receiving the attention of my staff. We are looking forward to have this document finalized and implemented shortly after the new National Development Plan is finalized and launched. This should occur by the middle of the year. The pre-feasibility study of cassava processing has been well received. I know that a presentation was made in February to the Permanent Secretary and other senior staff of the Ministry. I also know that a presentation was made to the Stakeholder Committee working on the issue of advancing the development of a cassava processing industry in Fiji. That committee is chaired by our Deputy Prime Minister and has our Ministry and an industrial scale agro-processor on the board. I am told that the presentation from your consultant was well received by the committee and that it added a lot of value to the ongoing proceedings. On the issue of public-private sector dialogue, I know that your experts held a workshop on financing for agriculture. Financing or the lack thereof is one of the more intractable problems that has plagued the development of the agriculture sector. It is one area that we will need to continue making concerted efforts to address. It is one area that we hope to continue to engage with your institution and projects to resolve for the benefit of our farmers. At this juncture, I need to let you know that I am happy that the European Union decided to invest in our country and in particular the agriculture sector. And I will conclude with a quote. Happiness is not the absence of problems. It is the ability to deal with them. Unquote. I can tell you that your technical assistance project and experts contributed to my ministry and the sector being in a better position than before. And it has helped the ministry and the sector to be more strategic and to better address the problems that confront us. On behalf of the government and the people of the Republic of Fiji, I wish to thank you again. Thank you and your team again for a job well done, and look forward to working with you again.